Let's make it a good day.
Today on The Jason Show, Brooke Shields continues to open up about how horrible it was as a child star. We have that in the hot dish. Then, it's my latest best thing ever. A cake-making expert on YouTube. Oh, that has stolen my heart. And we're doing our own version of The Masked Singer. Who will it be? The Jason Show starts right now. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day.
You're a tiger.
Give it up for Debbie Gibson, everyone.
We do it our own way.
Yes!
Let's make it a good day.
I did not do that. Let's make it a good day. Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to Friday, or whenever you're watching this in the future on YouTube. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Ladies and gentlemen, keep that love going. Say hello to my sidekick sister, Kendall Mark, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you.
Friday.
That's right. Full house today, and in the middle of our audience, well, right, actually in the front, as she should be, our latest JVIP. Meet Brittany, everybody, from Coon Rapids here with her husband. Brittany, thank you for being here in our lovely chair that's worth, I think, like $14,000 or something like that, but I love that chair. Not only is Brittany in studio today, she's also getting a $150 spa gift card from the Institute of Advanced Aesthetic, and we are not done. A $150 gift card from Becker Furniture World. That's right. And they don't know this. Well, and look, she gets to sit in style on some comfy Becker furniture. Thank you for modeling that like that. Thank you. Be sure to sign up for your chance to win on our Jason Show Facebook page. And they don't know it, but her and her husband get to take Eric home for the weekend.
Yeah.
So it's photographer Eric. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. He's potty trained. That's right. Yeah.
Is that a prize?
He is. Okay. Speaking of photographer Eric, if you watch the show with any regularity, you know that I love stuff like this. I love a good opening credit. I grew up in the 70s and 80s when TV shows like Cheers and Love Boat and Laverne and Shirley. I love opening title sequences. So one of the most fun things about having your own show is having your own theme song and opening credits. You just saw a few minutes there our brand new open for the second half of the season. Yeah, or well, the last month of for spring. Yeah, our season has like a month left. But that was done by Kimberly in Creative Services. But Eric, our photographer Eric, jizzed it up a little bit, just kind of jazzed it up a little bit. And so thanks to Eric. Now, I'm excited for the new open because, let me pull back the curtain. You didn't know at home that we have been quietly making fun of our old open since September when the season debuted, because there's a shot in that open of Ted in shorts, producer Ted, throwing a Frisbee. And every day when that open runs, first of all, we should have changed it in winter. Ted's been in shorts throwing Frisbee, and it's 18 below zero here.
Wow.
So every day, Leo, stay on the two shot, every day during the open when Ted throws a Frisbee, what does the whole crew do? We do that. So thank goodness, as Gerald Ford said in 1974, our long national nightmare is over. You will never have to see Ted in shorts throwing a Frisbee in our main open. Now, but, audience, just in case you're sad about that,
Fear not.
it is my understanding that photographer Eric has put together a very special version of our open. Roll it. Oh, no. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say.
Yes! There it is. I know, something tells me that really just should be the open. You know what I mean? Let's have that on standby sometimes, you know?
Oh my gosh, let's put in Ted's demo reel.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Theodore, I love you. Thanks to Eric. Kimberly for designing it, Yam House for singing it. We appreciate it. Let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Roll it, Leo. Let's go. I'm going to dream about that.
So many angles.
So many angles of Ted. Well, here's first up. She's been a star since, I don't know, the age of 13. She's been in major movies. She's been in commercials. I'm talking about Brooke Shields. And now her life story is the focus of a new documentary. It's called Pretty Baby. So Brooke, obviously doing a lot of publicity for it. She was on Stephen Colbert last night and talked about seeing her life kind of on screen. Listen.
I was always pretty or famous or infamous, or there was, tall or eyebrows or whatever it was. And nothing was ever really discussed about what I was working so hard for and loved more than anything. And then to watch it all in a row and realize that I really did survive it and I fought for it. And I have a healthy life. I'm so proud of that little girl, how she was able to just forge ahead and grow into a healthy person.
Yeah. I mentioned when I grew up, when probably a lot of you watching grew up, she was a touchstone. I mean, she was a cultural touchstone. She was a young star when we were like, oh, she must be having a great life. Look at her. She's everywhere. She's modeling Calvin. She's over there in Jordache jeans. Well, listen to this. Brooke also talked about her iconic Calvin Klein ad, which was banned. I didn't know this. It was banned by CBS in the early 80s. In the ad, she said famously, nothing comes between her and her Calvins. Listen to this, audience. She was 15 when she said that. And the commercial caused a major uproar, as you can imagine. Pretty Baby will be available to watch on Hulu starting on Monday. I'm not a prude. I don't get overly sensitive about a lot of this cancel culture stuff.
Yeah.
But that is ick. That's, you know what I mean? Looking at it through different lenses. As a kid, I remember watching those ads. I didn't think anything of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I didn't know what she meant. I didn't know it was like
An
naughty.
innuendo.
Yeah, I just thought, oh look, there's a pretty lady in jeans. As a kid, I didn't process it dirty.
And she says she didn't really understand that that's what it meant either. And I can say probably at 15, I mean, before you could go on social media or the internet and ask anything and figure out the answer, you probably wouldn't have known that that's what that meant. Either way, the people taking that photo,
Yeah.
so creepy.
Can you imagine? Not to go one more layer, but thank you for saying that. That poor girl.
Yeah.
All of these likely in that era. Let's just be honest. Likely all men in that room.
Yep.
Just kind of sneering and.
Can you move your stomach this way a little bit?
Poor. Yeah. The life that she's led. The fact. Yeah. Next, get ready for the return of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. The trailer. The trailer for season 15 dropped for the 15th season, and besides the usual fights and drama, it features. Now, can I say this too? Poor Jeff putting together the show today. This trailer is so full of cuss words, and that Jeff goes, we can basically show like 7 seconds of it. But within that 7 seconds, look for some familiar faces. Look.
Andy, what's going on with Blaze?
We don't know when we go to Old Lady Gang if we're going to get biscuits or bullets.
She said that the murder was working for me.
I just hope we really can keep this energy.
I wanted to invite everybody to Portugal.
We're getting out the country.
I've actually never been to Spain before.
Girl, bye.
Kenya Moore hair care. Baby's in the house.
Don't be tardy for the party. Yeah.
Kim, your looks smaller.
That's, you know what? That's season 1 cast members Kim Zolciak, Lisa Wu, and Deshaun Snow having dinner with Sheba Sheree Whitfield. I have been off Atlanta for a while. I might come back for this. I might jump back. Here's also too, we were just mentioning this. I miss Nene still.
I know.
If you know, you got all those great famous OG faces back. You need Nene. You need, you know.
The Nene and the Kim, they're like the yin and the yang.
Close your legs to married men. Still my favorite. Wig.
Wig.
Trash box.
The best.
One word. Nene could make one word into a horrible insult. And if you never watched the show, Kim Zolciak, they used to be friends, and she would go on Andy Cohen, and Kim would be sitting there, and all Nene would say is wig, While she was talking, wig. She's so good. The ladies of Atlanta return on Bravo on May 7th. Next in the dish, Sharon Stone is opening up about pay disparity she's had to deal with in her career. In a speech at a fundraiser, Sharon talked about how much that she was paid in her breakthrough role. Y'all remember Basic Instinct. Sharon got $500,000. Okay? Would you like to know how much Michael Douglas got?
Yes.
$14 million. Just let that wash over you for a second. Now, in fairness, she pointed this out, that Michael was a huge star then. And she was very, very new. Sharon also said the producer of the movie always called her Karen.
Oh,
Ew.
God. Instead of Sharon.
Yeah. Hello, look at your own movie poster. Her name is Sharon. I almost said something, but yeah.
That would have been so fun. Dump!
Whoops, beep! But come on, that's just Karen. You know what her name is.
That's just demeaning stuff.
But let's think about, we got to go, but even she was new in Jeff, was it 91?
91, 92.
92. Sharon was very new. I get that. Michael was giant. Michael was Hollywood royalty. But that big, a $14.5 million pay disparity? No.
Pretty gross.
And after that movie became a phenom, you know what the studio should have done? Wrote her a retroactive check. Yeah, seriously. She made that movie, not Michael. More to come as we go to break, but as we do, more audience selfies from this week. We'll be right back in a moment. To our show on eventbrite.com or the app and search The Jason Show. During the commercial break, our JVIP Brittany and Eric were discussing their adoption plans to take Eric home for the weekend. It's fantastic. He's good. He's potty trained. He'll cook, right, Eric? Okay, neither of those things are true. Yeah.
Sorry.
Welcome back to the show. It was one of the funniest Saturday Night Live sketches of the year. We put it on, and I love it so much. So if you missed it, it was about a woman struggling to cut her well-done steak because she ordered it really, really well done. So last night, the star of the sketch, Ego Wodum, talked about how it came to be, and that is our late night rewind.
That sketch last night, Lisa from Temecula, where you were cutting the steak on the table, and the table was shaking. Dude, it was unbelievably funny. It made me laugh out loud. I go, what is going on? I know those people that kind of cut this too much, and the whole table's shaking. Walk me through it. Do you know someone who did this?
You know, I used to be a Lisa from Temecula, except for I was an Ego from Baltimore. I used to order my steaks well done. I got bullied out of it. People bullied me enough, I stopped doing that.
Oh my God.
But Alex English, who wrote this sketch alongside Gary Richardson, another writer, and Michael Che, people know, his cousin is a Lisa from Temecula. Is not from Temecula. I don't know if she knows it's about her, so I might have blown his cover.
Wow. Wow, it's happening.
But it is about his cousin, who I guess he went to dinner over one of our hiatuses, and she had ordered her steak well done. It was kind of shaking the table. Only thing is, no one said anything to her about it, so I guess this was cathartic and healing for him.
Yeah. Well, you write about what you know. She said that the sketch, I can't believe this. Well, I can. This happens sometimes. It bombed during the dress rehearsal, but turned out great once the live show happened. Abbott Elementary creator and star, by the way, Quinta Brunson, is going to be the host on SNL. I'm going to call her out this weekend, rather. My mother orders steak well done.
Oh.
And do not tell her any different.
Yes.
And then it'll come out. And then if it's not literally on fire, she sends it back. That it needs to be basically burnt, or she sends it back.
And give me all the A1 sauce to dip it in,
Nope.
baby.
Ketchup. Yep.
Oh,
See,
mama.
I'm telling you. So if you see my mom coming at a steak place, get that steak well done. More dish for you now. And I'm getting some help all the way from Hollywood. Audience, give it up for Jacob from TMZ. Hi, Jacob.
Hey.
Oh, Jacob. I'm so sad this is over, and I'm talking about the Gwyneth Paltrow ski accident trial. There's a verdict, right? It's over. It's all done. Wrap it up for us.
It's all done, and Gwyneth won huge. This all went down in court yesterday when the jury ruled that she did not cause her Utah ski accident. So, for those who aren't familiar, Gwyneth was hit with a lawsuit a couple years back where this guy named Dr. Terry Sanderson, he claimed that Gwyneth was at fault for a really bad ski accident he was involved in. He claimed that she slammed into him, and as a result, he was concussed, he broke some ribs, and was in really bad shape. However, the jury, after not deliberating for very long, only 2.5 hours, decided that Gwyneth was not at fault at all. She told a completely different story, by the way, saying that it was him who slammed into her. And it seemed like the jury agreed. And Gwyneth is actually $1 richer because she countersued Dr. Terry Sanderson for $1, and they awarded it to her.
Yeah.
So a good day for Gwyneth.
You know what I love, though, Jacob? She went up to him after the trial, and she went up and touched his shoulder, and she goes, "I wish you well. I wish you well."
Yeah.
In the South, we call that "bless your heart." That's right. Yeah. Next up, it looks like things are getting serious with TLC's Chili and Mrs. Doubtfire actor Matthew Lawrence. What's the latest?
So we got Chili out at LAX yesterday. And listen, they haven't been dating for too long. They started dating just around Thanksgiving, where Matthew actually met Chili's family. But hey, it doesn't matter because they're in love, and Chili isn't afraid to admit it. Because we said, hey, do you think you guys, do you want to get married soon? And she said, I hope so. It sounded like they were a little lost in textlation a couple of weeks ago because some people, I guess, thought that Matthew was making it very clear that they were already trying to have kids. Then they came out and said that's not the case. However, it sounds like they have plans to be with each other for a long time, at least on Chili's side.
Oh, good. I like both of them. Just be happy. Go be in love. Not you, Jacob. I'm just saying. I mean.
Why
but
not?
you too,
Wait, why
Jacob.
not?
But you too. No, I just mean I was. But you too,
kidding.
Jacob. Go be in love. There we go.
All right. Thank you.
Jacob from TMZ. Follow Jacob on socials and more of those stories at TMZ.com.
You too. You
Jacob,
go
you go be in love
You
too.
go.
Yeah. Next in the dish, Nathan Lane is making headlines the last few days for his interview with Willie Geist this past weekend. He talked about how Robin Williams, the late Robin Williams, which is still so weird to say, saved him during an Oprah show interview back in 1996. So the two were promoting The Birdcage, which is one of my favorite movies ever. And Nathan, at that point, had not publicly come out as gay. Look at this.
I don't think Oprah was trying to out me, but I said to Robin beforehand, I'm not prepared. I'm so scared of going out there and talking to Oprah. I'm not prepared to discuss, that I'm gay on national television. I'm not ready. And he said, oh, it's all right. Don't worry about it. We don't have to talk about it. We won't talk about it. And then, of course, she was like, how come you're so good at that girly stuff? And I was, are you worried about being typecast? And then Robin sort of swoops in and diverts the, Oprah goes off on a tangent and protects me because he was a saint.
Intercepted the pass.
Oh, yeah. I just wasn't ready to do that.
Good guy, Robin Williams. I remember that interview very well.
Really?
I do, because that movie, I loved the movie, and obviously I loved Oprah. And I remember that appearance. And Nathan was not very, other than in the Broadway circles, Nathan, I remember the way she introduced Nathan Lane, it was like she was introducing him to America. So people did not know a lot about him. And she kind of positioned Nathan as the breakout star of and he kind of really was. If you watch that movie, it's so good. But the late Mike Nichols directed that. But you know, the way she did ask, it was a little cringy now. But again, I said this yesterday about Friends. You can't judge Oprah about that. That was 96. You spoke differently. You phrased things differently, and she didn't mean anything by it.
Right.
But yeah, I
think she'd certainly do it differently now.
Absolutely. I mean, late 90s interviews, even that wasn't that long ago. I remember Barbara Walters interviewing Ricky Martin before he came out, and that was horribly uncomfortable to watch.
Really
the way she phrased things, but again, different time. Next up, make way for a new Pixar movie. We're getting our first look at Elemental. This is about a fiery young woman and go-with-the-flow guy who discover they have a lot in common. Look at this.
Meet the residents of Element City. Air usually has their head in the clouds.
Oh, my new jacket!
Earth can be a little seedy.
Nothing weird going on here.
Just a little pruning. Water is always getting into something. Help! And fire? As ordered, we run a little hot.
This shop is dream of our family. Someday it'll all be yours.
But we all live by one simple rule.
Elements cannot mix.
The pipe squished me all out of shape.
Dang.
That's better.
That's cute. We're going to see that. It's going to hit theaters in June. I always think, whether it was this or Monsters, Inc., you know, with the closets, and the closet opens the door to a monster universe, how we don't, our minds do not work like that. Being in that pitch room, you know what I mean?
Right.
With those Pixar geniuses that have to craft this story. These are original stories. Who would think of, okay, we'll think of Ratatouille. Okay, we're going to make a movie about a rat who's a chef.
Not a mouse,
you know,
a rat.
A rat.
Right.
And the fact that that gets greenlit, and this, let's make a movie about elements and make them into characters. It's, most human minds don't work like that in a creative sense. I'm in awe of that. I'm in awe of them.
It looks so good. I have like a secret goal of life. Like, I would love to be a voice in a Disney movie.
Do you? Is
one
that
of those, I mean, you can't even call it a bucket list item because it's probably never going to happen. But if the opportunity ever arose, oh my gosh, how cool would that be?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
you would live forever.
Yeah.
There is a Minneapolis connection. You know, Phil Johnston, if you're watching us in the Twin Cities and you've been here forever, Phil Johnston in the late 90s was a reporter on KARE 11, the NBC station here. Phil Johnston went on to direct Wreck-It Ralph. He's a bigwig now at Disney. If you Google him, you'll know Phil Johnston. He was a reporter when I was starting off in the late 90s. And yeah, now Wreck-It Ralph 2, and
so you're saying there's a chance?
My point is, don't say no. Don't say no. Don't say, it's not going to happen. It could happen. Who knows?
Amazing.
There could be a Disney executive at a Marriott hotel right now, forced to watch our show.
You're forced.
You know what I mean? Because he can't find the clicker. So he's watching us.
Hello.
He's looking for a voice, and then he just heard you.
I got a weird voice.
That's right. So
I'm here. Yep.
That's how it happened for Oprah in The Color Purple. Quincy Jones was in a hotel room.
For real?
You've never heard this?
No.
Oprah was a local, not even the Oprah, it was called AM Chicago.
Right.
She was a local talk show host. Quincy Jones was in Chicago, casting The Color Purple, and turned on the Oprah Winfrey Show and said, that's the woman right there.
And the rest is history.
And the rest is history, yeah.
Whoa.
So, it could happen. Yeah. We're going to take a break. A lot more when we return. Back in a moment, everybody. Coming up, when I love something, I love to share it. My latest best thing ever is a YouTuber who knows cakes like no other. I'll tell you who it is. And we play a lot of games on this show, but never like this. Our own version of The Masked Singer. That and more when we continue. Welcome back. Welcome back. Over the past few weeks, you've seen me talk about my obsession with that coconut cake from the Kalani in Hawaii. And that just made me get obsessed with cakes in general. Not that I need another job, but I'm on to the next thing in my cake obsession, and I'm naming it my best thing ever. My latest best thing ever. So I discovered a woman, because, you know, your algorithm knows what you watch. So I was noticing I was getting a lot of cake making people on my YouTube. And I met a woman, not met her, but I saw a woman that posts some of the most incredible cake recipes. So she's from New Zealand and makes cakes, cupcakes, brownies, lemon curd, and more. Her name is Cakes by MK, and along with recipes, she shares some of her baking tips. Now, we'll look at a clip, and I will tell you why exactly. There's a lot of people that bake on YouTube, but why specifically she is fantastic. Look.
So firstly, let's talk about texture. So brown sugar is very moist and it has molasses in it, which can add moisture but also a slightly denser texture to cakes. White sugar, on the other hand, is drier, so it can help with a more kind of fluffier and lighter texture to your cake.
So that's a little bit of MK. So first, I could listen to her all day long. And I do, and it just makes me smile. That video also talked about the right way to refrigerate a cake and when to use convection while baking. MK has more than 271,000 subscribers on her YouTube page. And now, before we talk about a specific recipe, one of the things that I love about her, and she's very formulaic, which is a compliment. She goes through everything, and I'm talking like, okay, if you're mixing your butter and if you're creaming your butter and sugar, it should take about 1 to 2 minutes. If you're doing this, it should take 2 to 3 minutes. She goes, it's dummy proof. It's dummy proof, and I love that. One recipe, as I mentioned, that caught my attention was for red velvet cake, and she said that she had tested a lot of different cakes, because there's a lot of different red velvet cakes, but she created one, and this is what caught my attention. Watch a little bit of the recipe.
So my cake layers are done now and they look and smell amazing. So I've let them cool in the cake tins for about 20 minutes or so, and now I'm just running a knife around the edges to help release them, and I'm just turning them out onto a wire rack to completely cool. Oh my god, these cake layers are like so soft. Like, just look at that. Now, while these are cooling, let's go ahead and make the most incredible cream cheese frosting.
Okay, now see right there. Just listening to her, I wasn't even paying attention to the show. I was literally just listening to her, and I've watched this video about 70 times. After seeing this particular recipe of hers, I knew that I had to make her red velvet cake. So I made it the night before yesterday, and the only thing I didn't do was I did make her homemade cream cheese frosting, but she did with florets on, you know, a whole bunch of covered. No. I did not have time to do that, and I didn't even do what they call a crumb coat, which prevents crumb, on the main. Who cared? I'm like, you know what? It looks like red sprinkles. I didn't care. I knew for TV, y'all wouldn't care either. But I will say, before we try it, it was as easy as MK said. I had my iPad on my counter, and she baked right along with me, and the steps were as easily laid out as I thought, because this was the first cake I've ever tried from her. Now, the reason, other than she should be up here, the reason I'm excited and nervous to have Kendall try this cake is because
my mom makes the best red velvet cake ever. It's like a really old family recipe.
And I am not trying to beat your mom. This is not even my recipe. I am just saying this should be, and this is my first go at any red velvet cake.
I'm proud of you.
Okay, like seriously, this is my first go.
Because it can be kind of, you have to be really specific when you make red velvet cake.
Girl, I was like 50 minutes into this, I was like, why am I doing this? But anyway, yeah. Okay, should we try?
Yes.
Okay, you go first, ladies first.
I'm gonna have a little bit at the bottom with a little bit of that frosting.
It looks very soft. Yeah, make sure get a good bite, a good representative bite.
Okay.
And not a lot of frosting in that, but that's all right. Okay.
I don't love frosting.
Oh, you don't love frosting? Okay.
Mmm. Your mouthful. Oh, that's really good. It has a good tang to it. And I think red velvet cake needs to have a little bit of that tang. Is it vinegar? There's something. And it helps, I think, give it the right taste as opposed to like a chocolate cake.
Oh.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I do.
It's good.
You know what? It's good. It's good. You know what? Yeah.
And I do like the frosting.
Do you like the frosting?
I do. My mom makes hers. It's not a cream cheese recipe. She used this. It's a totally different kind of frosting recipe with red velvet cake. But I do really like this one with this cake because I think that it adds a little density.
Yes.
Whereas the cake itself is very airy.
Yes.
I'm a food critic.
Yeah,
all
it
of
is.
a
And
sudden.
it's a heavy cake too, because it's yeah. So I came up. I've watched many of her videos, but I came up with a list of 3 of some of the best tips that I've learned from MK. So here they are. The first one is tips on creaming butter and sugar when making a cake, because any baker will tell you that's hard to do for whatever reason. Is the butter too soft? If it's too hard, it won't cream because you got to combine it together. It's one of the key things with making a cake. And she teaches you how to cream your butter and sugar together perfectly. The next, this was revelatory. Have you ever made a cake and the darn thing doesn't come out of your cake pan?
It's the worst.
She teaches you how to make a homemade cake release, which you grease your pan with. And then the other one is how important it is to use a kitchen scale. They're very cheap. You can get them for like $10. Measure out everything, because you think if you just put your scoop in the flour, you're measuring correctly. You are not.
Right.
Because the flour can get compact. You can be putting too much flour, et cetera, et cetera. Be sure to check out Cakes by MK on YouTube. Her website is very easy. cakesbymk.com. Cakes by MK is my latest best thing ever, everybody. We'll be right back. Back in a moment. Stay with us. It's the celebrity guessing game millions of you watch every week on Fox. The Masked Singer is in the middle of season 9. Can you believe that? Oh my goodness. But there's a contestant you haven't seen yet, and they're a member of the Jason Show family. Today we present... why am I nervous on my own show? Today, because they wouldn't tell me anything about this. Today we present the first performance by the Unicorn.
Party people all around me feeling hot, hot, hot. What to do on a night like this? Yeah, please. I can't resist. We need a party song, a fundamental jam. So we gotta feeling hot, hot, hot.
Okay, so there we go.
Woo! All right.
I'm so proud. Okay, so who is it? This is my favorite part of The Masked Singer, when they make these crazy guesses of who it could be. Ladies first.
Educated guess. Well, since it's his favorite karaoke song, my initial thought is executive producer Jeff Orchid.
Okay.
However, because she's so entertaining, it could be Aaron Schwab throwing us for a ringer, because that was very entertaining.
Because Aaron is a singer.
I mean, that was not exactly singing, but I mean,
Yeah.
it was entertaining.
But Aaron really does sing. And by the way,
really
she has a
does
Ladies of the 80s show if you would like to get tickets tonight at Crooners. That's right, yeah.
She could really sing.
Sell that room out, girl. Okay, my guess. I'm going to say, because suspiciously, he is not here today, producer Ted. I think that's producer Ted. Yeah.
Johnson, okay.
JVIP Brittany, you don't want to get into this. Yeah. I'm gonna save you from it. She's embarrassed to be here right now. Yeah. Okay. Let's find out. God, do we have to? Let's find out. It's time to unmask the unicorn.
It wasn't the otter. I mean,
Okay. Here's why this is 80,000 times funnier to us than probably to you. And that is because you've heard me say, that's Director Leo. Director Leo, in a calendar year, 365 days, Leo says about 365 words. So the fact that he did that is his family's so proud right now. Yeah.
That and the curling championship.
That's
right
right.
there.
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Back in a moment, everybody. Oh, God. Oh. Welcome back. So, it is time to bring back a Jason Show favorite. No, not the otter. We hope you can read emojis because it's game time. Roll it, Leo. Here we go. Okay. I'm going to step back a little bit because I have a feeling Brenda wants to cheat. But anyway, we'll get to that. Yeah. We're playing the Emoji Game Song Edition. Here's how it's going to work. We're going to show you on the big board over here a series of emojis describing a famous song. So remember that. It's not word for word. The emojis are clues about the song. And you have to guess what that song is. Playing today, it's Brenda and Scott, everybody. Okay. Now, the moment you know, is Scott doing a little parade wave over here? Okay. The moment, hands above buzzers, the moment you know, go ahead and buzz in. Director Leo, please put up our first puzzle. Brenda.
Genie in a bottle.
Oh. It is Genie in a bottle. Yeah. And Brenda did that fair and square right there. Yeah. Okay, Director Leo, next puzzle, please. Brenda.
Watermelon candy.
No. Over to you, Scott.
Watermelon sugar
something. Yes.
Total guess.
Okay, was that a total guess?
That was a guess.
Well, you did great, yeah. Okay, we are tied. Director Leo, the next one, please. Brenda.
Rain on Me.
Rain on Me is right. Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande Latte. That's fantastic, okay? Hands above buzzers. Next one. This is good, Jeff. What do you think that is?
Ringing thoughts or...
Okay, first of all, Scott, I didn't call on you yet, but go ahead. Yeah. Sure, Scott, go ahead.
Another guess. Ringing thoughts. Is that even a song?
No. Brenda, over to you. I'm sorry, Kendall. You're not playing.
She's my buddy.
We don't have phone a friends here, Brenda. We don't have phone. Okay, it is. Yes.
Call me baby.
Nope. It's Call Me Maybe. Brenda, you gotta cheat better, Brenda. Yeah. Okay, hands above buzzers, butter, whatever. Whatever, I don't know. It's Friday, we're almost out of here. Okay, here we go. Look at the next one. Oh, this is good. Oh, okay, I'll give you two a clue. Audience, don't help them. Andrew Lloyd Webber, Broadway show, Madonna. I just gave you 3 clues.
That doesn't help me.
Brenda!
Me neither.
Scott! Don't
cry for me. Argentina.
No! Okay. No. Aaron Schwab basically performed the show for you two. Yeah.
I'm out.
Aaron is over here. She basically pulled a balcony over to perform.
Thank you.
Okay, let's continue. Look at the next one.
American Pie.
Yeah.
You are right,
I almost went too fast.
It's okay. I'm just glad you guys answered. Okay, let's look at this one. I want to see what he did. Oh, good one, Jeff. What is that? Now, yes.
Don't worry, be happy.
Yes, Brenda. Yes.
Nice.
Now we're cooking with oil. Okay, let's look at the next one. Oh, that's good. Think of it. Think of it. Think what the first thing tells you to do. Think what the next thing tells you to do. Aaron. Aaron is bursting at the seams.
Quietly dance it, but
No, it is shut up and dance. Shut up and dance. It's all right. It's all right, Brenda. You got close. Scott didn't even try that one. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's see how this one goes. They're not gonna get this. The Weekend. Time's up. Blinding Lights. Okay.
Got that. I
Okay.
got that.
Let's get a couple more in. Here we go. Look at this one. Name the song. The clue is Beyonce. Okay. Time's up. Girls Run the World. Okay.
I wouldn't have got that one.
One more. Oh, there we go. Okay. Come on.
Shoot.
Come on, Adele. Adele. Okay. Stay tuned for Sherry Shepherd. Fox 9 News at 9 starts now. It's Set Fire to the Rain. Of course it is, Brenda.
I knew that.
Well, both of our players are going home with something, right? Yes, yeah. Adjacent show mug. Oh, we only have one. No, they both get him. We'll be right back. Back in a moment. My God, thank you.
What a good sport you are.
Scott, what a good sport. Thank you, buddy. That was great. Welcome back. It is time for the world's shortest segment. Move Over Kardashians, another Hollywood family, could be ready to compete in the TV reality game. The Dish's former Real Housewife of Beverly Hills, Lisa Rinna, responded to rumors that she's working on a new series with her husband, Harry Hamlin, and their 2 daughters. When asked about it, Rinna said, never say never. She decided to leave Housewives earlier this year, and when we say leave, we mean that she was let go. After 8 seasons of the show. We'll be right back. Back in a moment. She gets to succeed someplace else. Once again, let's thank our JVIP Brittany and her husband for being here. I'll see you at shortstop. We'll go to buy you burgers. Brittany gets a $150 spa gift card from the Institute of Advanced Aesthetics and a $150 gift card from our friends at Becker Furniture World. We very much appreciate our sponsors. She also gets to sit in the comfy Becker furniture in our little, that's right. But sadly, you cannot take that home. I'm very sorry. That's right. It is now time for the surprise goodbye. Today, the newest fashion trend that's not an April Fool's joke. Prepare for clowncore.
No.
That is the new name for bright, colorful, circus-like clothing seen on runways and pop stars like Harry Styles. The colorful clothes are part of several designer collections recently, and some are saying it could be the look for 2023. I'll be wearing that on Monday. Yeah.
That one.
Not that one, yeah. Hey, I mentioned it quickly a few minutes ago. You know Erin Schwaberini is our audience coordinator, but I call her the Bette Midler of the Twin Cities. If you would like to see Erin perform live, she has a show this Friday, if you're watching from the Twin Cities. This Friday, right, at Crooners. Tonight, oh, that's tonight, girl. That's right. What the hell are you doing here? Anyway, yeah. You got to get to the state. Anyway, tickets are available. Look up Crooners. Supper Club and get tickets. Tickets are available. Monday, Food Network baking champion Jen Barney returns to our studio to show off her spring cake creations. Plus, we're opening up the Jason Show mailbag.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. Well, that's going to do it for us. Go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Have a good weekend, everybody.